Okay, let's talk. The 6 aesthetic muscle groups. You've probably heard of them. The neck and the traps, the abs, the back, primarily the lats, the upper chest, and also the shoulders. So, let's go over these aesthetic muscle groups. What's so special about them? So, the neck and the traps, let's start off with this. They will give you that yoked, better look. You look bigger, you know, when you're with your shirt on. Doesn't really matter, you look big. So, I agree, you need to train your neck and your traps. They will be awesome when developed. Yes, I agree, you should train them. But, there's one but here. First, when training your neck, you need to make sure you're training your front part and your back part as well. Don't overdevelop one part and your side parts as well. You should add in some work for them, probably, for sure. So make sure you're training them as well. For the traps, there's a catch here. Yes, training the traps will make you look bigger, will make you yoked, will make you look yoked. Yep, I agree. But there's one thing. If you train your traps too much, you're doing all sorts of these shrugs behind the back, whatever it is, all types of shrugs, your traps will get too big that they will overshine, basically. They will get so big, your shoulders will look small, and this will make it look unaesthetic as well. Yeah, you train also your shoulders, but if you put more of the work into your traps and you forget about the shoulders for a bit, you'll get those traps looking too big, your shoulders won't look as dominant, and maybe your physique won't be so good, basically. Okay, the neck and the traps. Let's go over the shoulders now. So you've probably heard, yeah, the shoulders, especially the side delts, you know, because they will make you look wider. From the side, from the front, you just look wider. And a lot of people recommend you to spam lateral raises like this with dumbbells, with cables, just spam lateral raises for bigger shoulders. Okay, I agree, but if you don't have any equipment, don't get discouraged. I mean, you can get 3D shoulders with bodyweight, handstand, pike push-ups, even dumbbell presses. They will get you that 3D look. But if you want to add in that 10% maybe of roundness and shape, go for it. Do some lateral raises, do some lateral work. But if you have no equipment, if you don't want to do laterals for whatever the reason is, for sure you can get 3D shoulders without doing a single lateral. I agree with this. So these were the shoulders. Let's talk about the lats next. Yes, the lats, they will give you that wider look. They will make you look freaking aesthetic. The lats, they will be developed from lat pull downs, even pull-ups. Some say the pull-up is probably the best exercise for the lats. And the lats are made up of 3 parts. I won't go into depth here. But anyway, so the lats will give you that wider look from the front, from the back. But you gotta make sure you're training your upper back even more than the lats. Now, this may sound crazy because why train the upper back? The lats are more aesthetic, right? But you gotta train the upper back, hear me out. So, if you put a lot of the work into the lats, and maybe you do some sets for the upper back, there's some sets you add in here and there, but the lats are your primary target in your workouts. I mean, that's not good. First, if you do a lot of horizontal pushing, I mean push-ups, bench press, dumbbell presses, stuff like that, your chest will get strong, your shoulders as well, and you start to round forward. So to counter that, you need to train your upper back, basically, so you stand straight, so you don't f up your posture, basically. So you need to train the upper back. It will prevent injuries first, because if you train only lats, your chest and shoulders will roll forward and your upper back will be weak. You'll have a slouch posture and you can injure your shoulders, basically the rear delts here, the rotator cuff. You can get problems with the shoulders. And also, if you don't train your upper back, you may look good, you may look big from the front and from the back, but from the side you'll be lacking, you'll look weird, because this is where the upper back development comes in. From the side, you look pretty good with upper back development. So train both, maybe prioritize the upper back a little bit. Depends on your goals, of course, depends on how you feel, how are you doing with fitness and stuff like that. Just decide for yourself. Okay, so here was the back. Next up, let's go over the upper chest. Yes, the upper chest, pretty aesthetic, I agree. You can do reverse grip push-ups like this, you can do decline push-ups, stuff like that for the upper chest. Okay, so yeah, basically not a lot to talk about here. I don't think you'll have any problems if you focus primarily on the upper chest. Just don't forget the lower chest, because you may create this imbalance. It may look weird, it may look strange. Basically do some dips, do some decline bench press for the lower chest. And yeah, I think you can prioritize the upper chest if you'd like to, of course. So next up we have the abs. Okay, so here, yeah, the abs are probably the number one most aesthetic muscle group. You've probably heard about this. Why is that? Because, I don't know, they just look cool, I guess. The abs, I mean, you should work on getting strong core as well. I mean, there are people who don't really have visible abs, but they have a strong core. And there are people who don't train their abs. They don't really have a strong core, but they have visible, good looking abs. Now, for the abs, I suggest you to train them basically 3 to 4 times per week, whatever you prefer, basically. You can do fitness exercises, cable crunches, bicycle crunches on the ground, whatever you prefer, leg raises, hanging from a bar, or just on the deep bars, whatever you prefer. So if you want to get the aesthetic abs, you need to prioritize the lower abs actually, because they will give you that more aesthetic look. But if you want to get visible abs, if you have a lot of excess body fat, here's the truth, you need to cut it down. I mean, a lot of people want to hear that just train them, you'll get them, but if you have a lot of excess body fat, you need to lose some body fat. That's the ugly truth, unfortunately. You need to lose some body fat basically and prioritize the lower abs, but they indeed are the hardest part of the abs to get, because they need you to have low body fat. If you want your lower abs to be visible, basically prioritize the lower abs. If you want aesthetic looks, maybe upper abs, add in some sets, obliques as well, but obliques you need to be shredded, really shredded, if you want the visible obliques basically. So yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say about that. Okay boys, so this is my opinion about the 6 aesthetic muscle groups. You can take it seriously, you can not believe me as well, whatever you want. It's your choice, it's your life, you decide what to do, of course. It's your life, you have your own goals, I have my own goals, whatever works for you. So with all of that said, hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.